Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns and Get Fit Over 40, making a camera video. You know, when you do these videos, you gotta use cameras. You always gotta keep things upgraded. You gotta have good audio, you gotta have good video. And I did recently do a video talking about my new Insta360 that has the different mods. You can have different lenses, 360 lenses. I had the 4K lens. It's like an action camera lens. It's not 360. I just added this really cool 1-inch lens, so it's a 1-inch sensor, so it's a lot like my Sony RX 100 Mark IV. And I did plan on making a video today that was going to be an airgun video, but it's just so cold right now that I can't really do it. Even with the heaters running in my office, I can keep my office warm, but the C-can portion, the actual gun range, isn't as well insulated. It doesn't have as good a heating system in there. So as soon as I open that up, it's going to get really cold in here, which is going to affect the guns that I was going to do. I was going to do these Taurus PT, they're basically KWC Cybergun PT 24/7s that I was going to compare. I did do a tabletop video for those guns, and I wanted to do a shooting video comparing them. That'll have to come later on when things warm up, hopefully soon, because it's really cold in Canada right now. Everywhere in Canada is below freezing, so well below freezing. So back to what I'm doing here today. Let's just turn this guy on real quick, just so you can see what I've got set up here. So I have my Sony camera right there. And it's basically it's got a 1-inch sensor. It's your typical, regular camera that has zoom and all that stuff, but it's got a nice 1-inch sensor. It's a really good camera, but it's probably 3-4 years old. Then I have my Insta360 right there, and I have this 1-inch sensor that can shoot up to 5.3K. I'm shooting in 4K 60 right now because I want to shoot 60 frame on both cameras just so you have the same frame rate so they look similar. I'm shooting 1080p on the Sony at 60 frames per second because it doesn't do 4K very well. It'll do it. It's a little choppy. It overheats really quickly in 4K. It was like first generation 4K, and you can't really shoot for very long. I probably wouldn't even be able to do this whole video without it overheating. So we're going to shoot 1080p because that's the limitation of the Sony, and we're going to shoot 4K on the Insta360 because that's a comparable 60 frame per second type video. So the idea here is to get some feedback. I'll turn this off. What you guys think in terms of the quality and everything. I'm even going to do an audio test in a second here, but I want to see what you guys think because with 4K I can crop. I can crop into the video and shoot wide angle and zoom in a little bit with the cropping and still get 1080p output, which it makes it kind of like you're shooting with two cameras at once so that you can zoom in and stuff, which you can't really do with 1080p because if you zoom in, the quality goes down to more like 720p instead of 1080p. It doesn't look as crisp. So, but the Sony camera is such a great camera. It's been amazing. It does have some focusing issues. It doesn't like to focus too easily. When I come in, you'll see it struggles. See here, struggling. Eventually it gets it right. But it's weird. It does have a focus. Whereas the Insta360, you'll notice as I come in closer, it gets out of focus. It's a fixed focus. But normally I'm going to be about back here, about 3 to 4 feet back, which is, I think it's 90, I'm not even sure what it is. It might be I think it's about a meter or so, which is about what I'm sitting back where the focal point is crisp. Anything closer, it starts to get a little fuzzier. But for the type of video that I'll use, I'll be sitting far enough back. I'm not gonna be doing selfie stuff with it too much with the 1-inch mod on there. So right now, let's do a quick audio test. So we're gonna go to the Sony, just so you can hear the audio on the Sony. So normally I like to use a lapel mic. It just sounds better. It's close to my voice. You get less room noise. Right now, you're going to hear a lot more room noise. It's not going to be quite as clear, not as much bass frequency because it's not as close to my voice. We're going to switch to the 360. It's the 360. Okay, this is the audio on the 360. Again, you're going to get room noise. It should do pretty good. It's a newer camera with decent microphones on it. But again, having that mic really up close, a nice high quality mic being recorded right into my phone, kind of gives me that wireless effect because it just goes into my phone. I don't have to be connected to the cameras. Gives you much better audio, especially if I'm walking around, moving around, getting further away from the cameras. You can still hear me on windy days and different things like that. All right, I want your feedback. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be utilizing that Insta360 in a whole bunch of different ways. I've been using the 360 mod, which is this mod I put on. It's got cameras on both sides. It does full 360, which allows me to zoom around, pan around. I can set it up and walk around, and the camera just follows me. I have to manually do that in post when I'm editing it, but I'm getting all the angles so I can follow myself around. I'll use that for certain action videos. I want to use the 1-inch static mod, the 1-inch sensor for really crisp stuff that I want to get lots of detail. So I'm hoping this turns out really well. I spent a lot of money on that lens, so let's hope it works well. All right, let me know what you think. That's it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up at this point. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on both of my channels, Get Fit Over 40 and Replica Airguns. So I've got, go to the websites, replicaAirguns.com, getfitover40.com. Also subscribe, all of that stuff. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.